Legends, welcome back to the channel. John here on a bit of a cloudy start here in Lincolnshire this morning, but it is, well, 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm stood in my front garden in front of my Proton Iswara because I've been invited to the Hagerty UK Hill Climb for 2025. Stay tuned until the end of this video, by the way, to see if I'm able to hill climb a Proton. Will that be the first Proton ever hill climbed in the UK? Well, we'll soon find out. As the title suggests, I'm on the way to Shelsley Walsh, which is a venue I know absolutely nothing about. The team at Hagerty have invited me. I want to be candid about that. They've given me a ticket and said, come along, bring a Proton and we'll see what happens. It's set to be a good day, and Shelsley Walsh, all I know, is 150 miles that way. So I'm going to be driving 300 miles today. It's about a 6-hour round trip. Historic venue, one of the oldest, in fact the oldest automotive racetrack in the world. And come with me then as we have a day out at the Hagerty UK Hill Climb 2025 at Shelsley Walsh. No idea what's going to happen. So we're on the road then, we're in the Proton, and big shout out to Proton Point of View Cam. It's a new camera that I've gone and bought, which hopefully should give you the point of view of driving some of these vehicles when we take them out for road tests. I'm not going to show you the entire trip to Shelsley Walsh because, like I said in the introduction, it's 150 miles away and 3 hours away too. My ETA is about 9:30 at the moment, and it opens at 9 o'clock. So if I stop for a comfort break on the way and maybe a, I don't know, double sausage egg McMuffin, then it's going to get me till there about 9:45. So rather annoyingly, it's just started raining, which is a shame because it's set to be a good day. But hopefully by the time we get there in a couple of hours, the rain will have gone and it will be nice and clear. But I'm not holding out too much hope. I'm looking at these grey clouds. At least I've got Sounds of the 60s with Tony Blackburn to keep me company. A46 I'm on now, which is a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. 23 miles on this road, and then I'm on the Leicester bypass and down. Not been a bad run so far. The Proton will cruise quite happily at 70 miles an hour. Not a problem at all. There's a little bit of a rattle from this door. I think the door channel on the automatic window, or the electric window, is a little bit loose. But apart from that, it's relatively quiet. A bit of wind noise, but what do you expect for a car that's, well, 30 odd years old? Like I said in the introduction then, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen today. I don't know if I'm going to get to hill climb this. You got to brake, you got to brake! I don't know if I'm going to get to sit in another car and fly up the hill. I don't know if I'm just going to get to spectate cars flying up the hill. I've got no idea if other people that are not hill climbing, racing their cars, are going to bring a classic. So I don't know if there's going to be a classic car paddock show bit. Really is going to be find out as we go along, which is all right, isn't it? And I've still not had my brekkie. So I'm on the M69. It's been a long time since I've taken a Proton on a motorway. I'm cruising between 65 and 60, to be honest with you, just because I don't want to go too fast and cause any sort of catastrophic behaviour. But getting lots of looks from people driving past, thinking, bloody hell, is that a Proton on the motorway? At least I've got my Saturday morning smooth on as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. On the radio. We've got 59 miles to go. I'm under no illusion that once I come off the motorway, it's going to be back roads a little bit. I have stopped at Corley Services, motorway services fans. Normally I wouldn't tell you that, but I've realised when I do these little road trips, people are services fanatics and they like to know where we've stopped. So I've stopped at the welcome break at Corley Services. Need a way. I literally also couldn't help myself. Who knew that Burger King did breakfast? Got no idea why I'm so fat. Anyway, I've stopped for some lunch or some breakfast. Blimmin' heck, look at the size of that. This is the Burger King big super duper fat bugger breakfast wrap thing. Not proud of myself, but it'll do. By the way, this is going to keep me going all day, hopefully. Crikey, all the bad stuff. Right, so I've just seen my first sign for Shelsley Walsh, and there's multiple ways to get there, as you can see on the sat nav, but I do genuinely feel like I'm already in hill climb country. I'm in lowish gears going up. There's some beautiful parts of the world here, and I'm seeing some fantastic cars. It's been a relatively good drive. It's taken me about 3 hours. I am about 20 minutes late from when I said I was going to be there. But I don't think that's going to matter too much. At least I hope not. We'll soon find out. But yeah, good journey. Let's do this road, this last bit together to Shelsley Walsh. Doing my own hill climb now. Get out the way, pigeon. It's Proton time. Well, seeing all sorts. There's lots of Porsches here. There's not many Protons. Well, I'm glad I didn't bring an MR2. We're in, and I'm parked in the classic car parking area. It's just me and some Porsches at the moment. But the hill climbs have started, so I'm going to have a wander. I'm going to go find the loo. See what's going on. The sun hasn't come out yet, sadly, but should be a good day. Right then, well, walking across the classic field to see some hill climbing action. I can hear cars sort of bearing up the hill already, so this will be interesting. See what we can see. Just bumped into my old friend Paul Cowland. There he is, it's Paul. And Paul. It's the Paul Club. Herv said, why are you not bringing a Proton up the hill? Because I've parked it in the classic parking. So there may be an opportunity for me to actually hill climb a Proton. I was joking in the intro, but I might get to do it. 10 miles an hour. Token Proton up the hill, but that'd be cool, right? At the moment, as I say, I'm still in the classic parking. I'm on my way to the Paddock to have a look around. Apparently there's some fantastic cars in there. We shall see. So I'm in the Paddock, and actually some of these cars that we're seeing here now are going to be throwing themselves up the hill at some point today. Look at this beautiful Elan Sprint for sale. Oh my goodness, keep me away from it, keep me away. Some yank tanks and all sorts of stuff here. Look at this, core blimey, there's some tasty things here, but there's no Protons from what I can see. Here we go, let's have a look at these. Core blimey.
Attention Paddock, all drivers in our orange batch, please return to your vehicle. All drivers in our orange batch, please return to your vehicle. Thank you.
Some lovely cars here. We've got a lovely TT that's going to throw itself up the hill. Away from the TT club. What a lovely TVR. Listen to that burble. Listen to it. What an amazing noise.
You always think that you can go a bit faster, and that is where you can make things lose or gain so much time at kennel, because this course is all about momentum, carrying momentum.
So we just saw some of these go up the hill. We've got this M3 BMW we just watched go up. They're back in the paddock, along with this Porsche and this lovely TVR. The Volkswagen and of course the Aston Martin. We've just seen these all go up the hill. We've just watched them all do their thing. Fantastic. That Lotus was absolutely rapid. Lots of things here.
Of course, absolutely. And the other...
Burbling in the paddock. This is the Rally 22 club, look. These boys mean business, and girls.
Robin had just handed over to me. Covered in blood. Himself, two more competitors came past, and then John Bolton regained his sense of honor. So Murray had to say, Ian!
You know, there's so many nice, tasty things here that I'm actually very lost for words. And I hope you're just enjoying having a bit of a look round some of the cars here in the paddock.
Paddock, attention Paddock, and all drivers in our orange badges, please begin to assemble.
Volkswagen, the Saab Turbo. Alpine here, look. Here we go, look, GSI.
Attention Paddock, all drivers in our orange batch, that's all drivers in our orange batch, please prepare to assemble. Thank you.
This is bonkers, look at this. Actually my face when I find a Proton, and it's rusty. That's a bit tasty, isn't it? I bet there's been loads of Ferraris thrown up that hill in the years, but I bet there's been no Protons. So I've just been approached by Paul from Hagerty, who has said, John, what on earth are you doing parked in that field? You need to be sending a Proton up the hill. So, well, they've organised it for me. So I've got to somehow find my way into the paddock now. So I can feel that I'm probably about to get lynched when I try and do this. You can't make this up, can you? I'm actually about to hill climb a Proton. Fair enough. Proton Saga. I can't spot the difference, to be honest with you. Look. Look. So there we go, look at that burbling away. Hear the roar of all these and just wait for the Proton to come. I've got my helmet, I've got my lid, I've got a number. And that number is 324. There you are. We are going to be hill climbing in a Proton. Bonkers. I'm really nervous. Red drivers to your cars. I'm really nervous, genuinely. Really, 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 really nervous about this. I'm gonna go to the start line, I suppose. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm rip roaring and ready to go, kind of. But send a Proton up the hill. This is going to be great fun. Everyone's going to hate me for this. Got absolutely no idea what I'm doing. This is going to be hilarious fun. Malaysia's finest on the hill climb.
Between that line and that line is the burnout area if you fancy it. Just warm
Yeah,
yourself up.
I'll burn my clutch out probably. Don't bin it, John boy, you'll be very upset. You know when you feel like you've made a terrible life choice? There we go! Hill climb and a Proton! Way! Oh dear, this is great fun! Whoa! Don't blow her up, John boy, you'll be in big trouble! Don't brake, but you gotta brake, you gotta brake! Throwing a Proton up the Shelsley Walsh hill climb. Finished in what seems like forever. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. That was great fun. So I obviously haven't timed myself because that felt, well, super duper fast, but it was probably very, very slow. That was great fun. That was run one of, I think I'm going to get about 2 or 3 goes up the hill. Yeah. Cool. Hopefully I haven't burnt the clutch out, but I don't think so. That was great fun. What was my top speed? I don't know, 30 miles an hour? Who knows? There's lots of lovely cars up here. But we'll be coming back down in a second too. Now, of course, for me, that was a bit of fun, genuinely, running a Proton up a blooming hill climb. But actually, for a lot of people here, this is a really serious sport. I don't want to negate any of the sports, but people put a lot of time and effort into doing what they're doing with the cars here on the hill climb. Next to me is a Healy. I've got a Jensen and a Lotus and an MG and all sorts of stuff here. We'll be going back down the hill in a minute, but that was great fun. Yeah, of course I wasn't fast, but I bet I'm the only person that's ever hill climbed a Proton Saga on Shelsley Walsh, I think. We'll soon find out. Someone in the comments is going to be like, I've done that. Do that fine, no stress. I'm not overly sure the Ferrari driver behind me is too impressed. Proton Saga Ferrari. I can't stop laughing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Time to go back down the hill now. Hopefully I get to see more of it on the way down than I did on the way up. Now we can get a better look at the hill climb. Yeah, the car seems to be running fine, which is good news. I thought I'd broken it. Whoa! Here's me racing line Proton! That's great fun. I'm literally just riding the brake all the way down. There you are, Shelsley Walsh hill climb in a Proton 2025. What a beautiful part of the world. And what great fun that was. Well, that was absolutely great fun. Wow, what an experience. Shelsley Walsh in a Proton Iswara 1.5 SE. I'm sure the clutches on these are probably used to being, well, ragged like that because of the clientele that bought these. Anyway, I didn't expect that today. Might get another couple of goes up the hill. We'll continue to look around what's in the paddock. I've now been invited by Ian, who drives his Mini on behalf of Hagerty at the hill climb, to see how it's done properly. Look at the mighty power of the Proton there. He's in the yellow group, and well, hopefully big lad Coupland is about to fit into a Mini and go up the hill with Ian. That'll be an interesting experience, won't it? We're in the yellow group, and we'll get kitted up and suited and booted and get in with Ian, have a look at his Mini and go up the hill. Here it is. That's the beast I'm going to be going up the hill in. That's Ian's Mini, and it is an absolute beast. Number 100. Yeah, great number. Repping the Hagerty crew here today. I'm in the Mini.
Not roomy.
I'm in with Ian. Look, there he is, the legend himself. I think this is the second time I've ever been in a Mini. The first time in the back in my aunties when I was about 5 years old, and it was very wet and damp. So this is going to be a bit more of an experience, I think.
Well, I used to go to school in this when I was 14.
This exact one?
This exact car. This was my mum's shopping car that my dad then borrowed to take rallying, and ended up tuning it so it became more and more extreme, to the point that my mum hated driving it. So she then took on my dad's Metro, and I took this over and started racing it then. So it's been raced and rallied continuously since 1978.
That's brilliant. Ian, tell me what's so special, apart from the history of the car, what's so special about this? What's under the bonnet? What have you done to the car?
So the car has been developed over many years. The last major development is that we changed the 1275 engine for a 1380cc. So it's putting out 136 brake horsepower, and it'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. It's
a bit faster than a Proton.
Yeah.
What's your record up Shelsley Walsh in this car?
So 38.23 seconds.
Okay, now I'm not sure what I did it in the Proton. I'll have to find out. Obviously I'm a big guy, right? It's not a secret. I'm sort of 19 stone and 6'4". What are you expecting time-wise today with me in the car?
I don't know about time. We'll have to be slightly more careful on the corners, because the car has been what they call corner weighted. So it's set up for racing based on the weight of the driver and no passenger, and no passenger seat.
Okay.
So it will handle differently and understeer in the corners. So we'll give it some on the straights. We'll be a little bit more careful around the corners, but it'll give you a pretty good run up there.
Good. I'm under no illusion that you will not experience this the way that I'm going to experience it, and I'm probably going to be laughing all the way up the hill. But I'll show you it, and when we get to the start line, we'll show you the start line, and I'll show you the trip up the hill with Ian. Noisy.
So we'll go and line ourselves up on the start line, and what we do is aim to start as far as we can on the right hand side.
Oh, right, okay.
Because what you're aiming to do is, as we leave the start line, I need to put your wheel, the front passenger wheel, more or less on the dirt right in front of the commentary box.
Okay.
Which lines us up for the first corner.
You know what you're doing.
Okay. We'll have to take a slightly different line through a couple of the corners because of the difference in weight between how the car's set up and what we're running today.
Yeah.
So we won't take quite so much of an extreme line, but you will get a pretty good idea as to what it's like going up here, and it's pushes along quite quickly.
Good.
It's got 136 brake horsepower, 110 pound-foot of torque, and it accelerates like a motorbike.
Good. Hopefully it's still going to accelerate like a motorbike with,
It will do.
with Fatty here in the passenger seat.
No, don't you worry. It'll drag you up there quite nicely.
Well, I'm looking forward to this, genuinely.
Yeah,
It's going to be an experience and a half.
Yeah.
Green, here we go! Fantastic! Excellent! What a noise!
It makes a racket, doesn't it?
I think my ears popped coming up. Ian, that was fantastic.
All right. Oh, hang on.
How did that drive with me in the passenger seat?
I noticed it on the corners.
Yeah.
And certainly off the line because you're going uphill. So we had a bit more wheel spin than we do normally.
Because there was a bit more weight.
Yeah, well, that's it. But it's the car's set up in such a way that it will handle perfectly, based on an 85 kilo driver.
Yeah.
With no passenger seat, let alone a passenger.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm not going to feel too bad about myself.
No, don't. No.
But it went okay.
Yeah, no, it went very well, and it pulled strongly. One thing, as we came through the last corner, they very recently changed that and put a lot of railway sleepers on the left-hand side.
Right.
So we're normally used to seeing a big grass bank there. So it's mentally I'm reprogramming.
Yeah, how to drive.
To think, okay, just ignore the solid sleepers. Think of it as a grass bank.
Yeah, because we don't want to be hitting them sleepers.
No, you don't want to be hitting it. We don't want to be hitting anything.
No, we don't. No, you're absolutely right.
The trick is in a Mini that you might not have seen it, but there's a sunken drain cover on the right-hand side.
I've heard people talking about this manhole cover.
Yeah. So as you come up to that corner, you want to be turning in and just clipping the edge of it. You don't want to go over it.
Okay.
But you want to be next to it. That's where I noticed the weight difference, because the car started to pull to the left, whereas normally it would pull to the right.
Okay.
So, and it's because of the weight transfer.
Yeah.
As we went in, but other than that, you don't really notice it. And I think you'd probably be surprised to think a Mini could go that quickly.
Well, I'm surprised I can even get in a Mini, Ian, let alone go up.
You've done well.
Shelsley
We shoehorned you in. Bit of grease on the seat.
Getting out, that's the problem. Ian, thank you for that. That was awesome.
That's a pleasure.
And that's it then, back down the hill at a much reasonable pace.
Be like the Red Bull soapbox.
Yeah, that's it. I can actually see the countryside now, Ian.
So this is top S. Cover is just on the corner here. There's the one cover, I can see it. And we've got bottom S. So the trick here is come round it, don't go tight on. This bit is the killer. This is what saps the power of the car. This hill. It's really steep. So we're coming up to what's called crossing now. So just down here where you've got the bit. And then instead of going back down to the start line, they're going to turn right and on the return road. So this is called Kennel, this corner. Hey everybody. And then we'll come round and
Oh my goodness. Wow, that was an experience and a half. Thanks to Ian for that. For throwing me up the hill in his Mini. I could barely breathe. Wow. Okay, so it's lunchtime. I've been up the hill once in the Proton, and I've been up the hill once in the Mini, but now everyone's having their lunch. Let's take a look around the paddock because it's quiet now on the hill. It's a bit more chill. I've just seen an Italia 2000, very rare. Let's have a look around some of the cars that are here. This probably will just be me having a look around because, well, I don't know too much about these cars. They're very special, a bit too special for me. Quite a lot of Minis in the paddock. This is the red section. This is the team that I got to throw the Proton up the hill with, bless them. They're all shaking their fists thinking, what on earth is that doing here? What a beautiful thing. Got a lovely old MG. Aha! I think we need to paint a Proton in the racing colours. This is lovely, look at this. That's a beautiful, beautiful Renault Alpine. Here we go. Here's the Triumph Italia 2000. What a very, very rare thing. Loads of beautiful cars here today. And I suppose if I was to speak to every single owner and talk to them about all the clutches and carbs and different things fitted, there'd be some brilliant engineering gone into all these cars too. Here's the moment of truth. The times have been published. What time do you think I've done it? In the Proton. Here's my number then, 324. Let's follow it across. What are we reckoning? Place your bets now. What time do you reckon I did it in? Well, I'm not winning any fast lap times, am I? 60.44. But actually, if you look at some of the other times, 59, 56, 64, I didn't do too bad. I'm not the slowest person here. That's a bonus, look. I mean, people are walking it faster, but hey, I'm not the slowest. Not the slowest person up the hill. That's unbelievable. In my little Proton 1.5 SE. There it is, Shelsley Walsh. Let's take a look at the course layout. Here it is. So it's 914 metres, average gradient 119.14, the steepest gradient 1624. This is where we started, look, in the paddock. Started right here and then went straight up the hill, and actually this is where I ended up having to slow down and change from third back into second, up to finish. Across the paddock, everyone is having some lunch, hooray, including me. I'm about to get some dinner. And then I shall get myself set up on the hill to a point where I can show you some fast cars. Insert fast cars here.
I feel like that's a very good
I'm stood with Paul, who's doing a commentary. And Yaz, who's doing photography as well. Huh?
One of those, when I was 16, I was always watching the black clear coming through. I was get to buy me build me a nice, I think a nice car.
Oh, Renault Alpine. We're moving. Who's the most unfit? Me, Paul, or Yaz? Yaz is stomping away, but she's got her cowboy boots on, look.
Yeah. 308 308. I think this is this a 308? Let me have a quick look at it. Smoking is fine. If it stops smoking, you've used all your oil. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, as a Triumph Tiger Cub owner, I can tell you. I suppose if you squint, my view. Well, the car's just great back in the day when they were a bit smaller. Isn't that a lovely way to get to AC? Got this wonderful pickup now. I can't profess to know too much about my 50s pickup trucks, but I certainly know that I wouldn't mind cruising down the Gold Coast in one of those. Combustion. Look at this badge, wow!
Oh, he's going.
Yes, actually. Whoa! No amount of tyre smoke, but I think it's running an open diff, but I think the front end was off this, well I say the bonnet was off this.
Yeah, the pipe was clear.
Yeah, and there's a bit of pipe work and trickery going on. That's for sure. Yeah, but they can have continuation always had a shell. I know that these things have got a massive following, and for a mint 325i E30, I mean, I think they're going to be 20-25 grand. I mean, they're nice. The twin air, you know, that's clever then. 105 grand. In the mid-2000s, they did
The sun's coming out. Whatever this is, sounds fantastic.
Passenger side rear launch, but I want to see that. I'll be on YouTube. Pretty well, I would say. And I do like this shape as well. Carlos Fandango super wide wheels on it. Thank you for cooking them. Well, it's funny because my dad always liked.
Oh, look at this little badger.
Yes. And you think in this country we had a whole industry, Alexander, Speedwell, Downton, all these tuning companies. It's absolutely stunning. The way it sounds, the way it looks. If you've been up close to this car in the Paddock, steering wheel with the bag and puts up 100%. I very nearly bought an Overman to G1. I found it back the radio as well. Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose it's funny, isn't it, when you find the old magazine or something, start to flick through the back of what things used to be worth 20 years. 75 grand. In 2010, remortgaged his house. I don't think he could have done. I don't think. Stay where he is.
Fast Panda.
I've had this business now going for 12 months, and the way I buy stuff is not.
Core blimey, everything is sounding very, very nice on the paddock here, ready to rumble. We've got a lovely fast Ford here, we've got another Ford. These are all the Fords, and there's a Porsche there as well. Listen to that roar. Well, there it is then. What a way to end the day. The drivers are actually getting a fourth go up the hill for free because it's been well oiled, the machine here at Shelsley Walsh. I have had a fantastic day, genuinely. Wow, what a day here. Not only have I got to test drive a Proton up the hill, but I've managed to get in a Mini and go up there as well. I've seen some great cars, met some great people. I've caught up with Adam from the Hagerty UK team, Paul Cowland, Charlotte Vowden, and loads of other people as well. I'm coming back, genuinely, and if you've got a car like this that you want a hill climb with, £150 for the day. And actually, that's a great day out. If you don't fancy bringing your car and just want to have a look round, it's 30 quid and it's a nice relaxed day out. I've had a great day. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Until next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching from me at Shelsley Walsh and my Proton, which is over there, which goodness knows how I managed to blag myself driving that up the world's oldest motorsport venue in the world. I don't know. Anyway, till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Comment down below, like and subscribe, the usual gumph. Thanks to Hagerty UK, thanks to Adam for having me. I've got a 3-hour drive now. See you later. Thanks for watching this latest video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, I've selected a couple more videos for you, especially on this page. You might enjoy those, and don't forget to subscribe to always keep up to date with the channel.